Hello, and welcome back to more of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, unique and required weapons only. So, last time, we finished up Daruk's part of the Champion's Ballad, and then we went exploring. And we got the last part of the map, and now we're in that last part of the map, Faron.
Rivali's gale is now ready.
That's better. Now I can actually hear Rivali when he says that. Let's go over to the red point, which is another of the shrines in the area. And it's also right at the entrance to the last village on the map that we have yet to visit. Lurelin Village. And here's the Yaren Shrine. And let's take that marker off the map because I was way off base. Lurelin Village is a fishing village. And it's not got a whole lot else to it. But it is interesting to walk around. Let's see, a weighty decision. Okay. That's easy enough. But we also have this. You're a traveler. I'm a fisherman of this village, but we're in a bit of a bind lately. Monsters have taken over the best fishing spots. You used to be able to pull in a good haul at Aris Beach, but these days you'd be lucky to leave there with your life. You look pretty tough. Think you can go take care of it? Consider it done. Good stuff. Remember, it's called Aris Beach. The monsters have set up shop there. Stay sharp. This is the best place to get porgies if you want to get those. Have you heard? There's this really interesting spot at Palmari Beach. I went there with Gurini before and it was so exciting. He said there were ruins or something. Hey mister, are you interested in stuff like that? Old stuff like that? I am. And I'll take you there. Follow me. And he starts to take us there. Not there yet. Hey, what are you doing then? We made it. Okay. Those are the ruins. See ya. Ah. Sorry about that. I was in the zone. Did you need something? What are you doing? I was just examining the stone monument. This piece has a very spiritual aura to it. Do you feel it? I recently realized that there is writing engraved on this stone monument. So now I'm trying to figure out what exactly is written here. Can I help? Ah, so you're the curious type too. This stone monument was once much larger, but it broke apart during an earthquake a while back.
Oh.
If you really want to help me find the missing fragments, will you? They will be scattered all around. I think the fragments have the same kind of script carved into them. If you find a fragment, please draw a picture of it and bring it to me. I'll be here finishing my examination of this stone monument. Oh, right. And the words on the stone monument glow with an eerie light at night. That should make them easier to find. One of them should be right around here. Please find that first. As with every other time when people tell you draw a picture, the camera rune is the thing to go. Here it is. Then there's one that's a really long way away. It's all the way over there. Ah, here it is. There are 3 of them. And the third one is way over there. Last one's over here. Did you find any fragments of the stone monument? I sure did. Amazing. Show me the next one. Perfect. You have more? That's amazing. Excellent. Thanks to you, I've got a good shot at deciphering the entire monument. Give me a second to see if I can put this all together. Wow! Thanks to you, I've deciphered the entire passage. When the two find their place and kneel in reverence, the shrine will reveal itself. Ah, I haven't the foggiest what that's supposed to mean. I wonder if I can get him to stand on the other one. Yes, I can. Huh? Is that it? I always stand on the one to the right because he's on the left, but... I wanted to see if I could get him to stand on the other one. Whoa, I didn't know that what was closer to bowling me over. The surprise of the way the ground was shaking. Haha! So the two who needed to find their place were you and me. Makes sense. Good job figuring that one out. I sure never would have. Huh? You're fixing to go explore that shrine? Oh, sorry. I won't keep you any longer. Off you go. Quick thinking. I didn't know this was gonna happen, come on! I was gonna explore Laurelin! I guess we'll go back later. Yeah, so what you need to do is come here and not wear any clothes. And done. That's all it takes. But it has to be on the night of a blood moon, and I cannot predict those, so that's what I had to do. Hello, Cass. Ah, so nothing between you and the Nightmare meant naked. Boldly standing naked on the pedestal. That's definitely reminiscent of the hero of legend. Take care, and may the light illuminate your path. A modest test of strength. I applaud your courage in coming here. The locations that will be revealed to you are of trials that will enhance the powers sleeping within. Do not let your guard down. That's a fight. That light. Is it a reaction to somewhere nearby? Is it me, or is it... Fellow traveler. What brings you here? I suppose everyone has their own reasons for traveling. Look, I'm sure you already know, but it's one of the monuments mentioned in my teacher's unfinished song. Ah, sweet joy. How glorious to sing this song in the very land it describes. The song my teacher left behind. There's a verse about the trials the champion Mipha overcame. Allow me to sing it for you. Reaching skyward from waters blue. Brutish champion, a heart true. The hero's power shall grow. Deep trials monuments show. 1. Find what the light's path shows. That's a puzzle. 2. Conquer the ancient foes. That's the fight. 3. Chase rings of the waterfall. Champion, the trials call. So, did it move you? By understanding the true natures of the champions, I'm closer than ever to completing those key verses. I can feel it. My teacher surely sang this very verse from this very spot. I wish nothing more than to carry on my teacher's dream to complete and perform this special song. To do so, I must learn all there is to know about the champions of old. Thankfully, the Zora King and Prince shared memories of their champion with me. To sing the completed song under the sky that my teacher so loved, that is the end goal of this long journey. Yeah, so... this is the waterfall one. I think we're starting from Macau Lake. Of course, Macau Lake and Lulu Lake are named after folks from, Majora's Mask. Then we have this one, which is, the puzzle. We're supposed to come over to here. Dabdi, Knuckle, Ankle, and Tingle are named after the four brothers of Tingle, as they appeared in Wind Waker. And then we have here is our fight. It's over here at Upland Zorana. Good day! Oh, it's the champion, Master Link! How are things? As for me, I'm here to protect Sir Muzu. I hear at this very location, it's a trial that Princess Mipha herself challenged. If you want more information, please talk to Sir Muzu. Ah, it is you, Link. What brings you to this place? We are here at the behest of Prince Sidon, who tasked us with keeping watch on this area. This is the land where Princess Mipha completed her sacred trial. Now, the signs that appeared 100 years ago have returned. Princess Mipha's notes had this phrase, "While the morning sun is newly born, follow the path of light to the trial." I'm not sure where they came from, but she often repeated those mysterious words about the trial. I know exactly what they're talking about, but I'm not doing it at this moment. What I am doing instead is, well, how far out can I mark? Not that. There we go. Okay, so that's what I want to have marked. Because between here and there, if you drew a line, that is the direction in which the sun rises. I didn't even see that guy. The Guardians are basically to prevent you from trying to glide across the area, though. They're not going to really bother you if you're standing on land. Next up. Kamel Shrine. Drop and rise. There we go. Diamond. That was worth it. Until morning. See that over there? We're going there. We don't actually have to be in position to see the sunrise, we just have to get over to the Ring of Light. But it's only there in the morning, so... But yeah, you can see. And now, remember that the green marker is at the very edge of the map. That is the edge of the map. And this is where we set it from. Yeah! That is nuts. The melting point. So this is far, far easier to do if you actually have, you know... fire weapons. But I don't. I also don't have a torch or anything. So, yeah, we're gonna just do it this way. Oh, come on. You put it away. You put it away again! Oh, come on. Alright, Link, I can't work with this. Fire arrow. That's just our platform to get up there. Note, however, you can't climb them. So you have to get them low enough that Link can just get up. There we go. And now, let's get rid of the rest. I'm using fire arrows because those leave behind a burning aura. And considering our only way of moving it is via stasis, and our only way of melting it is via fire arrows, this could prove to be a challenge. So if I shoot just the corner, then it doesn't melt as much, is my strategy there. Awesome! And it's under, and now we have to lift it up. Cryonis. And done. Honestly, that might have been easier with fire arrows than with a fire weapon, than with a torch or anything. Or a fire weapon. Ruto's emblem. The commemorative symbol of a water trial's completion by one who wishes to control a divine beast. Collecting 3 emblems will lead to a new challenge. Collect 3 emblems to open a path to a new challenge. 2 remain. Ah, it is you, Link. Princess Mipha's notes contain the phrase related to the trial. Hey, blah. Know what it means? I already... Oh, okay. Could it be? Have you already figured out Mipha's riddle, the path of light? Ah, the sun's reflection upon the sea. I cannot believe you solved it so readily. It is ever more apparent why you are the one who stole Princess Mipha's heart. I'm thoroughly impressed.
Hey.
Good day. Sir Muzu said to pack up and prepare to return home. Yeesh, but even thinking about treading the path we took here again makes me miserable. I mean, it's not bad music, but I think I'm far enough away, wouldn't you? There we go. Here's a race. I mean, it's still playing the music from enemies that are here at the closest. And here we are. Base of Flamus Mountain, got a shrine. Ma'Aliyah Shrine. Secret stairway. Ah, yes, this shrine. This shrine is terrible. That's my opinion. This shrine is terrible. You cannot cheese it in any way, in case you're wondering. And it is so hard. I mean, yeah, it's a good puzzle, I will admit. But it's also not pleasant in the slightest. Okay. There we go. The healing I get from this emblem is very important because our next area is really, really nasty. Link, I never thought you would be the one to appease the Divine Beast. Ever since Lady Mipha was swallowed up by the Divine Beast 100 years ago, I have hated you with all my heart. But it would seem my anger was misplaced. Well, Link, would you please allow me, my prior rudeness to wash away with the tides? Such is the magic of Zora's domain. Ahem. Perhaps I am overly dramatic. Please forgive and forget that as well. Now, on to more serious matters. The same creatures that appeared when Lady Mipha challenged her sacred trial have returned to Upland Zorana. Lady Mipha defeated them with her usual grace and skill. I wonder, is the trial calling to someone new? It is rare to see a Hylian here. Oh, how silly of me! It is none other than Master Link. I am happy to see you, old friend. I must sincerely thank you for your help with that Divine Beast Varuta mess. While you are here, I should warn you. Blue-eyed guardians have appeared in Upland Zorana. Apparently, those things last appeared when Lady Mipha challenged her sacred trial. My father insists there are no cause for alarm, but I am on high alert just in case. Yes, they are blue-eyed, not red-eyed, which means that they're not under control of Ganon, but they will still attack us all the same. Yes, the Master Sword does not get the bonus. Hello. Hi. So that's a sentry, a Guardian Sentry. We haven't seen one of those before. They are an absolute terror. Only mitigated by Daruk's protection. And if you face them in the Master Mode, they will fire Rapid Fire, which is even worse, by, like, a lot. And guess what? That's not the only sentry up here. There are two. This is what I got out of the Ancient Eras for, by the way. I'd like to get all these parts. At least I thought there were two. Maybe there's only one. That's fine. And we'll take that. It's raining, so I'm gonna just do it the easy way. That backside is a weak spot just as much as their eye is. Yeah, so if you do not get up above them like I did, and have Daruk's protection ready to go, that thing is an absolute terror. Thankfully, we're not going to have to face that level of Guardian fights again until we raid Hyrule Castle. Yay. Support and guidance. This is a true puzzle shrine, and I really like it a lot. But we will be going through several levels of this. Now that you've collected 3 emblems, you must go to Divine Beast Varuda. To the one who approaches this divine beast, in the name of the goddess Hylia, I offer this trial. In exchange for Ruto's emblems, you will be granted the chance to tread through the realm of memories. Those who lack determination will find this trial unforgiving. It's the hardest of the 4. Do not take this place lightly, nor dismiss it as merely a world within your mind. The truth is much deeper than you know. Yeah, this is the hardest of the 4 by far. This illusory realm was created from the depths of your memories. The enemy you shall face is a product of the fear that dwells within. You must overcome this fear to proceed. This battle is a trial of the soul. You must emerge victorious using only the tools provided. I left it for last with good reason. Water Blight Ganon. Illusory Realm. Alright, so. What do we have? We have 2 Hearts of Healing, Zora Helm, Greaves and Armor, and the set bonus is Swim Dash Stamina Up. Gee, how helpful. We have no shields at all. We have 1 bow, it's a silver bow, and 10 arrows. Oh boy. And then we have a light scale trident and 2 ceremonial tridents. You might notice our attack power is rather underwhelming. I will be making up the gap with bombs. Also this. Urbosa's Fury is the only thing that makes this bearable. I must say, if this is what Mipha had going into this fight, I totally understand why she lost! Ow. Not sure how that worked, but okay. Yes, it does work from that far away. As long as you're not catty-corner with it, it will go down that way. I don't have any shields, so I can't do the other strategy. Last arrow. Up. I don't have any arrows. I don't have any arrows. This is unfair. I don't have any arrows. Thank you. Oh, that was not fair. No. I got down to 1 heart, but I beat it! Are you still adrift in thought? You seem lost to the whims of your mind. Oh, pardon me. I suppose it's none of my business. Wandering around here and listening to anecdotes about Champion Mipha has truly invigorated me. In fact, it has inspired me to honor her in my own way, separate from my teacher's unfinished song. That is why I felt inclined to roost here, near the divine beast Gerudo, which Mipha herself mastered. I've written a song to try and capture the essence of Champion Mipha. They call the champion of Ruto's wrath. Before she walked her chosen path. Mipha's kindness was known to all, which is why the princess came to call.
So, Princess, may I ask who the other chosen champions are?
Goron Vigilance, Daruk. Ruto Confidence, Rivali. Gerudo Spirit, Urbosa. And also, the Hylian with the sword that seals the darkness. Link.
Oh.
There's Sidon.
Sidon! Hurry and swim up here!
Mipha. Perhaps he is still too young to swim up this big waterfall.
One day, Princess, I must leave him to face my fate with Ruto. Join me. We'll go together so you can get a feel for it. Let's go. Sweet Sidon, should fate ever part us, I'm counting on you to protect our beloved home from harm. Understood? I believe in you. Now, shall we try one more time?
Very sweet cutscene. Though she was known for her kindness, it seems the Zora princess could be quite strict when necessary. So, what do you think of Champion Mipha's song? By writing a song that captures the determination of Champion Mipha, I feel closer than ever to my dear teacher. The missing verses of an ancient song. I think the perfect setting would be Hyrule Castle in the distant past.
You're so strong. So much stronger than before. The power of Mipha's grace will now recharge much faster. As powerful as you are, I am certain you can save Hyrule, as well as the princess who awaits you.
Mipha's Grace Plus. Champion Mipha's Divine Gift. It now requires less time to recharge. I am Maz Kashia. I must commend you for conquering the trial thus far. The door to the final trial is now open at the Shrine of Resurrection. Go and face your destiny. Capson! If during your your travels you meet any engaged couples, I would like you to introduce them to me. Joining two souls is a true honor, one I shall stake my life on. Just one more wedding, and I shall be fulfilled. I get a lot of this. I've been waiting to hear those words. Now please tell me the specifics. As for the location, Terrytown and Akala. Akala isn't too far from here. It would please me to hurry there right away. By yourself? No need to worry about me. I have always had confidence in my fins and feet. It has been a long while since I have had work. I'm eager to put my skills to good use. You should come as well. I will start my preparations in Terrytown in the meantime. Read Mipha's diary. At the request of Hyrule's king, a group of outsiders came to greet us at the domain. One of them was a Hylian child of only about 4 years of age. His name was Link. He made quite a first impression. He was curious and full of energy, with a ready smile. Are all Hylian children that way? One thing that surely sets him apart is his swordsmanship, which I hear is exceptional. He has even bested adults. He must be somewhat reckless, however, as he was covered in bruises. Wishing to be helpful, I healed his wounds for him. It must have been his first time seeing healing magic, as he looked up at me with big, round eyes. It was adorable. A divine beast was excavated from Zora's domain. This one is called Ruto. The first time I laid eyes on Ruto, I was surprised by how cute it was. It's so big and round, with a long, awkward nose. According to the Sheikah who found Ruto, divine beasts require someone worthy to control them. It's fun to imagine someone piloting this enormous beast in the distant past. I wonder who will have that honor next. Link came to visit the domain. It feels like forever since he was here last. He no longer resembles the child I first met. He is now an accomplished knight and keeper of the sword that seals the darkness. I am so proud. However, he hardly speaks anymore, and smiles even more rarely. He is still the kind soul I knew, but something has changed. I asked him if something had happened, if something was wrong. He merely shook his head. Perhaps it is his newly acquired height, but I feel he is ever looking past me, into the distance beyond. The Princess of Hyrule paid a special visit to the domain. She asked me if I would agree to pilot a divine beast. She told me she needs my help to face the calamity. My heart knew at once what to do. I agreed without reservation. Calamity Ganon must not be resurrected. If he is, there is no way to ensure the safety of my people, or of anyone. I do not know what will happen. All I know is that if there is anything I can do to help, I must try. I must protect Hyrule. There is also that the divine beasts are meant to assist the chosen hero when he faces Ganon. This way, I can help Link. Link came to visit me. It had been ages. I told him the Lionel of Ploymus Mountain has been terrorizing everyone lately. When I said that, he started walking toward the mountain, without a word. Spellbound, I followed him there. When we were almost there, he told me to turn back. He insisted he would be fine on his own. I stubbornly stayed. While I argued, the Lionel attacked us from behind. I was sure we had met our end. How silly of me to doubt. With a sure hand and a fierce gleam in his eye, Link unsheathed the sword that seals the darkness and defeated our foe. His swordsmanship was swift and graceful. I was fascinated by the beauty of his movements. Though I should have been terrified, I could not help but feel safe in the presence of my dear friend. His kindness and determination to help those in need, his strength and skill, my heart is drawn to his. I am doomed. The last beautiful move Link performed on the mountain is called a spin attack. Perhaps I will attempt it with my spear. Father has finally given his blessing for me to pilot the divine beast. The threat of the calamity can no longer be ignored. Father said the Zora must play their part. He seemed on the brink of tears when he made me promise to return unharmed. My eyes burned with tears as well, so I simply nodded. Second could hardly look at me. Muzu left partway through. I feel awful for putting them through this, but I must do what I can to help Link. I could never forgive myself otherwise. Speaking of Link, I have at last finished gathering the materials for the armor. I shall start making it at once. Today was the inauguration ceremony at Hyrule Castle. It was an honor to take part. However, honestly, I do not remember much about it, but only because something unforgettable happened afterward. I experienced something wondrous, a beautiful moment in time I shall treasure forever. I am grateful to the princess for agreeing to my request, and to Daruk for, well, bringing me closer to Link. Oh, I did hear something that shocked me almost, enough to almost overshadow that happy moment. Link has been chosen to guard the princess wherever she goes. They shall be spending much time together. I finally completed that special armor for Link. I am confident it will fit him perfectly. He is coming to the domain soon. I hope to give him my gift when I see him, but should I really go through with it? According to the old legend, long ago a Zora princess fell in love with a Hylian swordsman. Perhaps there is hope. This will be a rare occasion that Link is not accompanying the princess. We shall have some time. We should have some time to ourselves. Oh, I have an idea. At sunset, I shall ride upon Ruto with Link, Zora princess of the past. Please lend me your courage. She never did give the courage to actually give the armor to Link, but we did get the Link. We did get the armor eventually. Ah, you must forgive me. I am but a rambling fool, wasting the time of my cherished friend and hero of the Zora. I do hope you understand that I carry on so only because I am ever so grateful for all that you have done and ever will do. But I digress. Link, might I ask what brings you to our beloved domain? Tell me about Mipha. You wish to speak of my sister? I am always happy to do so. Actually, I recently remembered something, a fuzzy memory from my early childhood. There was a swordsman that came by every so often and spent a considerable amount of time with Mipha. At the time, it felt like he was stealing my sister away from me. I know better now, but that swordsman. It was you, Link. I am certain of it. I do hope my bluntness has not offended you. Had things turned out differently, you might have been my sister's husband, my brother-in-law. Oh, my apologies. I got carried away and let my imaginations run wild. Please forget my childish musings, my friend. Hello, Dr. Bowtie. What do you think was a more successful game than Breath of the Wild or Skyrim? How are you today? More successful than Breath of the Wild or Skyrim? Whew. I mean, Breath of the Wild had a greater than 100% attachment rate for Switches when it first came out, so I don't know. That said, I hope I'm not your dinner. Phrasing. What's for dinner? Yeah, I don't know what would be, well, okay. So, while Breath of the Wild, sold really, really well, that's not to say that Zelda is a really well-selling franchise. You know how there are all of those shooters that people complain about because they're always the same every single time, yet people buy them anyway? The reason why they're always the same every single time? Because they sell really well. Same thing for Mario Kart and everything else. Mario Kart sells really well. Pokemon sells really well. Zelda doesn't actually sell all that well, which is why they said that Breath of the Wild, if it didn't sell well, was going to be the last Zelda game. Hey! Huh? Oh, isn't that the Wind Cleaver? You remembered our promise! Thanks, let me see. Go ahead. Wow, it's even more amazing than I ever imagined! Thank you. Take this as a token of my thanks. No worries. My Gramps told me give it to the person who teaches you how to fight. Close enough. Alright, next. Gramps said he wanted to see, what was it again? Oh, I remember now. Alright. Have you ever heard of an Ancient Battle Axe Plus? What?! So, when my grandpa was young, he looked for it but couldn't find it. So please, if you find it, let me see it. What?
Hey!
Those are only in shrines, and only in modest tests of strength. Seriously? Shrine of Resurrection. To the brave soul who wishes to master a divine beast, you have done well to return to this place of beginnings. You have overcome many challenges thus far. Now, allow me to bestow upon you one final trial. Return the Sheikah Slate to the terminal you first obtained it from. Do so, and the final passageway will reveal itself. It has fulfilled its duty. It slumbers peacefully. Place the Sheikah Slate in the pedestal. Sheikah Slate confirmed. Descending. Please beware of tremors. Welcome, hero. You have overcome many trials to face me. Now it is time to face the final trial. This trial is a complete labyrinth. To start, you'll need a complex map labyrinth. To start, you'll need a map. You may obtain map information from the Guidance Stone. EX, the Champion's Ballad. This will do for now. This is a divine beast. This is our final divine beast. And the greatest challenge. It doesn't particularly look like anything, but this is where we stand. An electric one. Fire one. Did I hear? I did not. Or maybe it's above me. Anyway, we can't do anything right now, as it is, but... I can get the show on the road if I start turning things. Looks like my fireproof might come in handy. I need to turn the other way. Everything in this entire dungeon turns according to that center thing. So you need to... if something's turning the wrong way, you need to, tell it to turn the other way. I see. What? I walked over it. There we go. And it drops in here, and now we need to carry it. I need to get up there. There we go. Combo Crusher! I can drop a Wind Cleaver. Deactivating one lock of the door. There are 3 terminals remaining. Every time you open a terminal, something will change back in the main room beyond just what you saw. Namely, enemies will spawn. And as we continue through this place, the enemies that spawn will get harder. Significantly harder. Well, I guess I'm not getting whatever that was. Next up. Here we go. Ah, that needs to go down there. Okay. Now let's get out of the way so I don't get squished. Let's see. Yep, it's on the right side. No, it's not. Oh, it's not in the way. There we go. Now it should be. And done. Deactivating one lock of the door. There are 2 terminals remaining. Oh boy, sentry! And I don't have Daruk's protection this time. Yeah, remember what I said about, rapid fire? Yeah, if you don't counter it, it will rapid fire you. gonna go up top. I wish I could say I strategically lost my shield there, because I know this gives me a shield right here. But I didn't. Why do I always get there? There we go. Gerudo Shield! The design of this metal shield has changed over time to match the Gerudo sword and shield fighting style. It's favored by soldiers and travelers alike. Specifically, I'm not going to use this one because it turns into the Daybreaker. That is the only one that I've found. I know there must be more, but but that's the only one of its kind that I've found. You don't have an axe. Sorry. That's what we're switching. Well, we're switching to. Goodbye. Ah. We had electricity, we had fire, now we have water. Oh, right. This requires just hitting it over and over again, so that's why I did that. I was like, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to hit it with a worthless weapon. Zora Spear! This spear is the Zora's weapon of choice. It's lighter than it looks due to being made from a special metal and is used by the Zora for both fishing and protecting their domain. I think you're starting to sense a theme here. We're getting all of this stuff that upgrades into the various champions' weapons. Which means I'm finally going to get a Swallow's Bow. Finally. Yeah, I'll finally get a Swallow Bow. Well, I've been trying to for the last 3 streams. There is 1 terminal remaining. You can actually do these in any order, despite how some of them might seem a little more readily. Oh, that's fine. Okay, so it's up top. Why didn't I find a... Oh. Goodbye. Oh well, stuff is gonna be up there. Okay, let's look for the Gerudo. I'm just wondering why I didn't find one. I can't stand here. There you go. I thought for sure they would have... Oh, I see it now! I see it now. Okay, that's fun. Yeah, I was not going to find that one easily. So what am I dropping for it? I've never gotten this before. Gerudo Scimitar. This common sword is often carried by Gerudo women for self-defense. Its short, curved blade is easily recognized. So yes, in here you get all of the weapons needed to refine into the champion's gear. What's this? Bomb arrows. I'm missing my... I missed my exit. Oh well. That's fine. Gotta wait for one more rotation. Here's the final lock. All terminal locks have been deactivated. You can now access the deepest area. Ow! Was not expecting that. Ah, no, that's just gonna be a normal ancient battle axe. Darn it, I need a plus. Swallow bow! This bow is a favorite among Ruto warriors. The bowstring has been specially engineered for aerial combat, which allows it to be drawn faster than a normal bow. Oh, I need to drop one. Okay. Perfect timing. Master Sword's back. Anything else spawn in? I'm just curious. Looks like no. Alright, we are good. Let's go. This is the hardest fight in the game. You have proven to possess the power of a true hero. In the name of the goddess Hylia. I offer this final trial. This is the hardest fight in the game. Let us begin. Monk Mazkashia. He takes you out here because your stuff doesn't work inside the Divine Beast, but it does work here. You might note that he is rather like so that is exactly like Thunderblink Cannon. There's first phase. He has 4 phases. Ow! You can't actually drop the Master Sword, that's the only reason I didn't drop it. Master Sword's out of energy. Okay, fine. Of course it is. That's why I made a second. Ultra Bites off. Okay, this is a bad idea. Well, no, actually, hold on. Phase 3. Now he's giant. But you missed, buddy. Oh. Phase 4. Or not. Okay, fine. Ow. And done. You face that challenge with great courage. You have erased all doubt from my mind. You are a true hero. As such, you were destined to take hold of this ancient masterpiece. I just really like the mechanical moving stuff like this. It's really neat. The way that this whole arena transforms is awesome. Secret Slate authenticated. Distilling rune. Our final rune. Master Cycle 0. Summon Master Cycle 0. Insert materials into the tank to convert them into fuel. You can freely call upon this item, but summoning it will not work in certain areas. That which you have obtained is a masterpiece of innovation, created for the one true hero. Hero of Hyrule, may the goddess smile upon you.
Oh?
Hmm? Ah, it's you. Can't put my feather on it, but I get the feeling you're even more accomplished than you were when last we met. I happen to have the perfect song for someone as esteemed as you. I would love to sing it for you. My teacher's unfinished song, the one I told you about.
Oh.
I finally completed the key verses. This lofty location is the perfect stage to sing this special song. It takes place 100 years ago at Hyrule Castle. Yes, the very castle you can still see over yonder. It's about the magnificent inauguration of the chosen champions. If you would, please listen to this special song. The Champions Ballad.
Welcome, warriors. I'd like to thank you for joining me here today, and for your bravery in accepting this fateful task. I officially appoint you Hyrule's champions, and bestow upon you this sacred garb. That blue is a symbol of the royal family, one that has been passed down for countless generations. Those garments you now wear were all crafted by my daughter, Zelda. Zelda, I trust you with the task only a daughter of the royal family can fulfill. Lead our champions, Princess, and together, protect our kingdom from the threat of Calamity Ganon.
I tell you, those formal shindigs really take it out of me.
This is the Sheikah slate, eh?
It is. Apparently, there are more uses for it than we originally thought. Sadly, we've yet to decipher all of its secrets.
The princess showed me something strange recently. Somehow it can create true-to-life images.
Wow. I would love to see it. Princess? May I ask a special favor of you?
All right, this spot should work nicely.
This is Pura speaking.
Keep your eyes on the Sheikah slate, everyone. Daruk, can you crouch down a bit? You're as big as Death Mountain.
Huh? Oh.
What's with the glum face, Princess? Give me a big smile.
Huh?
Rivali, move your tail closer to the group.
Fine.
Mipha, you look so tense. Deep breaths, okay?
Right.
Stay just like that. Here we go. Smile. Click snap.
Remember how Mipha said that Daruk brought her closer to Link? After this ceremony, they would all forever be known as champions. My teacher always advised me to write songs that transport the listener to the moment in time you're singing of. Now, I finally feel I understand what he meant, and the true power of music. By the way, I found this when I was looking through my teacher's notes. I was thinking, you should be the one to keep it. Your courageous heart reminds me of the indomitable spirit of the champions. I know you'll treasure it. Picture of the champions. A picture of Zelda and the 5 champions, taken after the inauguration ceremony at Hyrule Castle. Cass gifted you this precious item after completing the Champions Ballad. Final thought. May the souls of the champions who watch over Hyrule rest in peace.
Link. Link. I have watched your journey, every step. You have overcome every challenge with great courage. With the power that you have attained, I am certain you can defeat Calamity Ganon. Truly.
Yeah, but we're not done yet. I dearly hope we meet again someday. As for the souls of the champions watching over Hyrule, may they finally rest in peace. So here is my invincible horse. It even has a flashlight. Yes, now I ride on a steel horse. And I do still have a horse, but this is, better. In most ways. The only way that it's not better is that it does actually run out of fuel eventually if I keep going. And horses don't. But it also, like I said, it's invincible. And I can just jump off it wherever, and then summon it again for free. So, what I'm gonna do now is... You might have noticed... I kind of skirted around the outskirts of Hyrule Field the entire time. Also, I have a couple of shrines left over here to get. 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus there's one here. This one, I know where it is. This one, we've been there several times, but I never had this camera. This one, I also know where it is. And this one, I know where it is as well. And then this one is in Hyrule Castle. Okay, so, memories to go get. One is here. One is... here. I forget exactly where, but I'll say it's there. One is here. One is here. And the last one is here. So, let's go after him. Blue is closest. Okay, then. Ancient Blades not broke. That's fun. We'll go with...
From here, we'll make our way to Goron City. Then, we'll need some adjustments on that divine beast so Daruk can manage it as easily as possible. He's figured out how to get it to move. However, it's apparent that we still have much more to learn. But to think, that divine beast was actually built by people. That means we should be able to understand how it works and how to use it to our advantage. These divine beasts, so much we don't know. But if we want to turn back Calamity Ganon, they're our best hope. Tell me the truth. How proficient are you right now wielding that sword on your back? Legend says that an ancient voice resonates inside it. Can you hear it yet, hero?
He's talking about Fi. Next up. We're going off to green.
Be sure to take the time to soothe your mount. That's the only way it will know how you truly feel. Your advice was quite helpful, thank you. This little one and I are getting along quite well now. At first, I wasn't sure if I should outfit him with all of the royal gear. I thought maybe he should have to earn it first. But it works. He wears it like a true natural. I'm trying to be a bit more empathetic. Benefit of the doubt, you know? See that mountain? That's Mount Lanayru. It takes its name from the goddess of wisdom. Lanayru's decree is very specific. It says no one is allowed under the age of 17. For only the wise are permitted a place upon the mountain. I've prayed at the Spring of Courage and at the Spring of Power, yet neither awoke anything inside me. But maybe up there. Perhaps the Spring of Wisdom, the final of the three, will be the one. To be honest, I have no real reason to think that will be the case. But there's always the chance that the next moment will change everything. Tomorrow is my 17th birthday. So then I shall go and make my way up the mountain.
This is the day before the calamity returned. I know I've gotten all the shrines before. What am I missing? Like I said, apples are awesome. And actually, but it shows you how much things are worth. You can see it as the white bar there, right? Yeah. Star Fragment. Oh no, Star Fragment is worth the least. I was wrong. What was the exception? But yeah, like, Shards of Horns and such, worth absolutely nothing. Berries, nothing. Ambers, which you find all the time everywhere, worth a lot. Flint, same. Yeah. The ancient parts that are not cores, worth the same as the apple, but cores, worth nothing. So yeah, that's how this works. Okay, so I got the exact placement of that wrong, but that's fine. It's over here. Kanachuki Shrine! A minor test of strength. Yeah, so the reason why I skirted Hyrule Field is because I didn't want my horse to die. Now I have an invincible horse. I don't care. Alright, so, next up, we have 3 memories left to get over here. I know exactly where all 3 of those are. And we have 9 shrines left to get, and I know where 8 of them are. So hopefully I can find the last one. And that, other than that, that is going to be all for today. So, when we come back next time, Champions Ballad is done, but we still have our last collections to do over the map of Hyrule. So, that's what we're doing. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.